Okay, in today's tutorial, we're going to make the dial button on the toaster, which you change the dial number depending on how brown you want your toast. It also has the stop button in the middle, and the ring around it inside the button lights up. So we're going to make an element that is lit up. Let's see if I have my renderings that I did from last week. Do we already have them over here? Render gallery? Because I think I'm not sure if I put these in a tutorial or not, but I've already done some testing with renderings for having like heating elements, and it does like ray tracing to light it up. But this is red. We're going to get white lights to do the same thing with the buttons, so you can see when the toaster is turned on. Do any more? Yeah, cool. All right, let's go to the design. So we want to get this circle. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a sketch. Now, previously all of our planes, right, first thing we want to do is we want to make a plane that's outside of the toaster because it's going to be easier. We don't want to interfere with all our complicated stuff inside the toaster. So we're going to go to construction. We're going to make a plane. We're going to make an offset plane. This gets one of our planes that we already have. We have planes that are through like the Y, X, Z intercepts. We want to get one of those but offset it. So we're going to press offset plane. We're going to press this. That's enough. We're going to press this plane over here. And we're going to pick our distance that we want it to be. We want 10? No. Why isn't it showing? I have origin. So I have construction hidden. There we go. So we want our plane. And let's say I just pick any length. I just want to make sure it's outside of my toaster. Right, and then we can deal with it. We can deal with the rest of it later. So let's press OK. So I have this plane out here now. I can press this plane to sketch. And as I sketch with this plane, I want to just make a circle that is going to be roughly the size of this circle around this stop button over here. So just press circle. Do I have options for circles? Let's say I want to do a 2-point circle. Actually, where's the center? That's the center of my toaster. So I would like my circle to be this height to this height. So my circle is going to be slightly offset. That's just because the image of my toaster is slightly offset, but we originally made our toaster symmetrical. So like you see this point down here, it's symmetrical. So I want my circle to be symmetrical with my toaster. But that's the shape of that circle. I'm just going to press finish sketch, look at it in 3D. Now I will get this shape and I'll extrude it. And we don't want it to touch. We don't want it to touch the toaster. We just want it to stick out because we will adjust it later. Can we go any more? Let's go close like this. We have a shape like this, and then actually we'll make it a new body, and we'll bring it into the toaster. New body, please. And we don't want it to start over here. We can actually change. Actually, we'll change it later. So we press OK. This is going to be the start of our handle. It looks a bit ridiculous so far, but we will fix that. What we are going to do, we are going to now construct. We want to make a face on. We want to make a tangent through this dial. We're going to press plane tangent to face and point. Right, so we're going to press this face over here, and then we have to select a point. No, we don't have any points. Construct. We want a plane through. Mid plane is not going to work. We want one. Actually, we shouldn't need a plane because we have it in symmetry. Because we have this object in symmetry, we can make a plane. It should just be. Hold on, is it already through here? I think it is. All right. We can just use this plane over here. We're going to sketch along this plane over here, which is this half of the sketch. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to try to model this dial, right? An artistic rendition of what this dial looks like. So if I'm just going to guess the size of this dial, I'm going to guess it can look like this maybe. The dial comes out like that, and then let's say it's shaped like this, and then it goes like out like this. Then it comes out a certain distance. Then I want to include this geometry. Okay, just so I've got these lengths. And then I want to get a point that's halfway through here to come out, because eventually we're going to revolve this to be a 3D shape. Then I want to get this button to come down to here and come out like that. So this is the general overall shape of our dial, and let's just pretty it up by making all the edges nice and curved. We want this curved, we want this curved, and we want this curved to be like this. There we go, I think that looks better. Press finish sketch, and then we are going to revolve. We're going to revolve this shape. The axis we're going to revolve around is the cylinder we already made, and we're going to press intersect. So now it's going to come out like a shape like this. Okay, and this over here is the shape. What did we lose? Hold on, we lost something. What did we lose when we did this? Revolve. Oh, okay, all right. So we want to, before we do that revolve, because it's touching our original, it's touching our toaster main body, we want to hide our toaster main body and any other parts it's touching, just so it doesn't cut that part of the toaster out. We're then going to revolve it around this axis, and we want to intersect. And we press OK. Then we show our original main body of our toaster. We already have our dial part of the toaster over here. And it should, it is going to overlap slightly into the design, but that's fine. We can deal with that later. All right, so let's hide the body. Not the body. Let's hide the canvases. Let's hide the constructions. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to make the little dents that, because if we look at the canvases, you see it's got these slightly, actually no, it doesn't have that. It's just a circle. All right, so let's make the ring that's inside the toaster now, inside the button. So we will press this shape over here, not this, we will sketch, going to sketch. We will include this geometry into the sketch. So I project this and this into the sketch. Give me the whole body. Thank you. We want to make a circle. I'm assuming it's going to be around like here. Let's make it 0.1. This over here is going to be part of the circle that's going to make the light part of our design. We'll press OK. Now if we go to 3D again, where we have this circle, we can go over here. We want to revolve this shape profile. We want that shape. The axis we want to rotate it around is this one. We want to do it twice. Firstly, we want to cut out. So we've cut out that shape. Then we're going to go to sketches. We're going to unhide that sketch so we still have it. And we're going to revolve it again. And again, revolve it around this axis over here. And instead of join, this is going to be our new body. This will be our light. Okay? And we will then look at our new body we just made. Should be this one. We're going to right click. We're going to change its appearance. We are going to, which one do I have here? White. Okay. We're going to make that white, and we will make this part, let's just make this aluminium. Okay, close. And let's just put a bit of text on it as well to make it look nice and pretty before we do our render. So you want to have the stop letters. So here we want the word stop. And height-wise, I think this is actually tiny. No, even smaller. So 0.01. Maybe larger. Let's go 0.5. Nope. 2, 3. That's about right. Okay, let's change its location. Let's just put it over there. And let's extrude this out. 0.1 millimeter. So let's go 0.01. Press OK. And no. New body. Select all those bodies we just made, right click, appearance, and let's just make these black oxide coating, sure. Right, now if we press close, let's have a look at this in 3D. It's looking kind of nice now. Let's hide the stuff we don't want. We don't want the canvas and the sketches. So we have this dial over here. We can put the numbers on the outside, but for now, let's not worry about putting those numbers on the outside. Let's just see how this looks in a 3D rendering now, in the time we have left. We're going to just, we'll save it. Save, yep. Let's go design, render. So now, if we zoom into this part of the toaster over here, we should... Let's just say we want this shape over here. Let's go and render something else. Sure, that render, local render. Standard render, and let's see if we get the shininess of that light coming out in our toaster. Ooh. So the ring is producing light. We can already see this on the toaster. I think it's producing light that's a bit too bright, so we're going to have to adjust some of those settings on the light source. I'll resume when the render's done. All right, so over here we see we clearly have the light is shining, but it's very, very bright. So I'm going to show you how to adjust that to get a more reasonable style of light. If we go to design, when we go to bodies, I believe it's this one over here. Yep, right click, appearance. You see how I have a few more of these? What I've done, this is the white that we had over here. I right-clicked and I duplicated it, right? And then this is so I didn't want to ruin my original material. This one over here, I edited it. Over here you have, excuse me, you have all the different options for the material. Because this it was under the category of a, what was it under the category of? Emissive. So under library, it was under miscellaneous, emissive. It was one of these. I believe it's actually like, yeah, one of those. It's one of these light sources over here. Because it's emissive, it comes under the category where it's going to have a luminance, reflectiveness, and a roughness. This over here is the brightness that the light is. I can bump this down to a number that, I can bump this down to a number that's a lot more reasonable. Right? So I can say 48,000 per meter squared. And then I can press done. Then I make this that object. Come on. Make that object. And then if I save this, okay. And if this is the one I render, we'll see how this one looks. And I'll try to make everything else exactly the same. Render. this is a lot more, this is more like how the light will turn out in a toaster. It doesn't blind you in the room, but it's enough that you can see that that light is clearly turned on. And then you can do another render where, close, we can go through and in our design, we can do another render where we'll actually get this thing, right click, appearance, where we can copy this again, duplicate, and this one over here, we can make it so it's all the lights off. Right, and this one has no brightness at all, and this one, right, oh, the fan's turning on. We can render this one with the light off now. We can go render, local render, yep, standard. So right now it's got 2 renders loaded up. This is what will happen if you want to do multiple renders one night with your computer turned on. You can just have it and automatically loads up. Once this render's done, it's going to go over to the next one. So let's just see, this render should be finishing now. All right, so this one is your light is turned on. Right, and then this one over here is going to be the light when it is turned off, and see how it's dim. So you can use that on your toaster to make it look more realistic. One thing I should have done is when the lights turned off, I should have turned off the lights on the toaster heating elements. That's fine. For fun, later, when you're doing your assessment, I'm going to try to put a piece of toast in there and see what it looks like. See if it reflects the brown from the toast. That's it for this tutorial. I don't know what we'll be doing next time. We'll find out later.